Hello there. It is me, John McCarthy, here to welcome you to PGA Tour 2K25. Guess what? It's time for the golfs. We've got a par 4 sitting right in front of us on this first hole. Okay, let's send this little biscuit on its way and we'll take it from there. Oh my goodness, this one's not gonna land, I don't think. All right, this shot is around 115 yards out. We got to make sure we get all the way up that slope on the green. This one's looking good. All right, here we go. This one's for birdie. Currently sitting at 1 under par. And here we go, par 3, second hole. Let's chuck a dart. And a little bit of shaping here, a little fade on this shot. All right, setting up 6 feet from the cup. Ooh, that drops, and that's your second birdie in a row. And after that hole, you'll go down to 2 under. Let's see what this third hole has in store for us. Oh, that was spicy off the tee. Second shot on the third. And there we go. Nice. And here you go. This for the birdie. And you currently sit at 3 under par. All right, have a good drive here. Par 5 for the fourth. And this one's around 235-ish to the pin. This one's a little bit long potentially. And it looks like you're putting for eagle from here. That's not bad at all. And here is the putt for eagle. And it looks like this one's going pretty hard right to left. Seven-foot putt here. Nice stroke on that one. That's your fourth birdie of the day. Bringing things down to 4 under after that one. Have a good drive here. Par 4, 5th hole. And second shot here on the 5th. Oh yeah, there's another green and reg. I'm liking it. Okay, 11 feet to deal with. And I think this one just has a touch of a break to the left. This putt's going. And drops for the bird. Okay, 5 under par after that one. We've made it to the 6th hole. Hopefully this will bounce to the left. Nothing wrong with that. Safely on the green. Okay, 13 feet to the hole. Oh, that shot was a beauty. Sitting at 6 under par after that one. And this is a pretty lengthy par 5 hole ahead of us. And the fairway does tilt away from us. A bit of a downslope up at the landing area. Whoops. Second shot here on the 7th. Nice shot. Good shot. Here we go, birdie putt. You're cooking out there. 7th birdie so far. And after that one, you're at 7 under. Okay, par 4 for the 8th. was tidy. All right, this one's about 85 yards out. And the green slopes up around that general area, around the pin. You want to make sure you don't leave this one short. Nothing wrong with that. This one's 8 feet. Man, you're making this fun to watch. That's your 8th birdie of the round. And you're 8 under par currently. And the front 9 of this one ends with a par 4. This could be good. No laying up for you today, hey? Look at this. Drive in the green and got a putt for eagle coming up. That's all right. All right, here's your eagle putt. Looks like a right to left break. Looks like you got a line on this. Oh, and it doesn't go. All right, here's the tap. Good job on this one. Just a tap in for birdie. Okay, 9 under is current score. And now let's see what happens here on the 10th. Oh, just smashed that. All right, this one's about 125 yards out. All right, nice approach on that one. And good luck here. 6 feet to go. And after that one, 10 under. And a par 4 coming up here on the 11th. I think this one will land in the fairway. Okay, about 225 to the pin from here. I think I'll let your putting do the talking here from way out. This one's breaking left to right, going downhill. Oh, no. And here we go with the par putt. All right, nicely hold. Let's move to the next. And you are currently 10 under par. Okay, on the tee of the 12th hole, it's a par 4. This one's fairway bound. All right, second shot on the 12th. Good job. 11 under for the round if you can sink this putt. This one looks like it starts straight and then heads to the right. Well, it's heading towards the hole. And teeing this one up on hole number 13. Careful with this one. This is from way out. It looks like this one's breaking right to left. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, and it doesn't go down. No. And just a little tap here needed. Little tap in for us here, not bad. And after that one, it's 11 under par for you. And now the 14th hole, we got a par 5 ahead. Well, that'll work for you. Nothing wrong with that. And this one's around 160 yards out. This shot's having a bit of fade to it. Great work there. That's a great approach. You could go to 12 under with this putt. I think it goes straight and then dives a bit to the left. Just 3 feet left. Okay, lengthy par 4 ahead of us here. Looking good off the tee. And this one's around 205 yards away. That's safe. And a putt to go down to 12 under par. Wow. Looks like this one will break a bit to the left. Well, the putt appears to be online. All right, let's get it going. 16th hole, par 4. You know what to do. Unfortunately, that won't stick into the fairway. We're in the first cut. Nice stroke. We're on the green. And this to take you to 13 under for the day. Looks like this one's taking a break to the left. Okay, just a few more inches to go. Okay, on to 17. This one's a par 3. Little play. About 9 feet to the hole from here. Looking good. Yeah, good job. That's going to work. $13 under at the moment. And teeing it up now for the final hole. Well done. Second shot on the 18th. Don't want to go too far on this one. The green slopes away from us around that pin. Let's get a little kick left here. Oh yeah, that was a tidy little shot. Well done. And here's your look for a final score of 57. This putt's breaking just a smidge to the left. All right, not much left here. Okay, that's good. That is actually great. Finishing your round with a birdie today, good stuff. Okay, we're done, and it's 14 under par for you. And that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for playing, and we'll see you next time. Hello and welcome to PGA Tour 2K25. My name is John McCarthy, and I'm going to try to get you going as fast as I can so that you can enjoy yourself out there on the golf course. This first set of lessons is just going to talk about the basics of our new Evo swing system. All right, to pass this lesson, you got to get the ball on the target marker out there in the range. To start your backswing, pull back on the swing stick and aim for that sweet spot at the bottom of the swing path target window. Then, when the circular power meter reaches the white circle, or 100% power, push the swing stick forward to complete your swing. Well done. That is how we do it. All right, now repeat that same backswing, but this time really try to push the swing stick forward smoothly and hit that white sweet spot on the contact target window at the top of your swing meter. So to reiterate, swing path target window is at the bottom of your swing meter, contact target window at the top of your swing meter. If you want your shot to be the best possible, you got to hit both those target windows in your swing meter. All right, we're getting there. We'll try this again, though. No worries. We're going to try this again. It's all good. Let's keep going. We'll try this one again. Well done. That's what I'm looking for. Now we're going to talk about side hill lies. When your ball is above your feet as a right-handed golfer like it is here, you're going to need to aim a little bit to the right to compensate, as this type of lie will naturally cause your ball to launch to the left of where you're aiming. The opposite is also true. When the ball's below your feet, it's going to go naturally to the right. To complete this lesson, aim a little bit to the right of your target and try to hit that target area up there on the green. And notice how the ball launches from this type of lie. Nicely done. That's going to work. All right, now in this lesson, we want to hit a draw to curl your shot into the target zone. Press and hold the shot shaping button to access shot shaping mode. Move the aim stick to the right, and this is going to turn your shot shape into the draw shape. When you do any shot shaping, you're going to see a change on your swing meter. Those sweet spots we talked about earlier, they're going to change position to show you how to use the swing stick for this new shot shape. All right, let's reload. Try this again. And look at you. That's what we want. Well done. And just like that, we're done with our swing lesson. Hopefully you have a better grasp on how our new Evo swing works in PGA Tour 2K25. Looking forward to see how you put these skills to use. For this next lesson, we're going to learn how to dial in your approach shots to help you get as close as you can to that pin before you start putting. In this situation, we have to deal with a headwind. The wind is blowing right at our face. That means we need to compensate by choosing a club that will allow us to cover more distance. Now use the club selection button to choose a new club that will give you more distance. Try to penetrate that wind and get that ball within the target area. And just one extra tip for your information, the higher you hit the ball, the more the wind will affect it. So keep that in mind when you're out on the course. Not quite. We'll try this one again. Good try, but I think we can do better. Let's try again. Not quite, but I think we'll get it on the next one. Great work. That's what you want. Now in this situation, the wind is blowing from left to right. We have a crosswind to deal with. This means we have to aim a little bit to the left to compensate. Once you've aimed your shot, you can use the wind to carry the approach shot back towards the pin and stick it close. See if you can get it into that target zone. And that will do it. Now we have to deal with the rough. This is where you do not want to be, but let's face it, we all end up here, so it's best to know how to deal with it. The deeper your ball sits in the rough, the less distance you're going to be able to get on the shots. Now let's choose a club that will compensate for that loss of distance here and knock this close into that target area. Great work. Sometimes you're going to end up with a shot that is impacted by the trees Luckily, we can use shot shaping to get around a lot of these situations. Let's use a fade to get around this tree. So aim to the left of the tree, hold down that true shot button, move your aim stick to the left to dial in a fade, and hit that ball around the tree and into that target area up there on the green. All right, that'll do for this lesson. Now you've got a few extra tools to get those approach shots close. You'll still need to practice these skills if you want to compete with the best out there on the course. So don't be a stranger to the practice facility. The short game is the most important part of your game to practice, so this lesson's going to get you familiar with how to play shots on and around the green. Being able to chip well around the green can be a real scorecard saver. It's very important to choose a good landing spot for your chip so that you give it enough distance to roll into your intended target. Now let's see if we can dial in the right distance and get this chip into that target area. Good stuff. Well done on this lesson. The bump and run shot is meant to get that ball on the green and rolling as soon as possible. Really, you just want to bump this ball over the rough here and let the contours of the green do the rest. Now see if you can get this chip close. There we go. Looks like you know what you're doing here. To get this up and out of this greenside bunker, we will be using the splash shot. As with chipping, you need to pick the right spot on this green to land the ball so that you have enough room to roll out and get it close to the pin. Now dial this one in and see if you can get it in that target area on the green. And look at you, following directions like an absolute pro. Sometimes you want to get that ball high up in the air and land it softly without a lot of roll, and that is when you need the flop shot. This is great for avoiding any trouble that might be in front of you leading up to the hole, but it can be tricky to execute with precision. Now try to dial in a good landing spot and see if you can flop this close, get it in that target zone. All right, you seem to know what you're doing here. And just like that, we're done with our short game lessons. These skills are going to help you so much out on putting. In PGA Tour 2K25 has more depth than ever before. So this set of lessons will get you primed up to use that putter on and around the greens. When you have a downhill putt, you don't need to hit it as hard as you normally would. So it's important to dial in the right amount of power on this putt. Now, take the slope and the break into account and see if you can sink this next putt. That's how we do it. For uphill putts, you need to aim past the hole to give the putt enough juice to get there. Putts also tend to break a little bit less when you're hitting uphill. Now, take the break and the slope into account and try to sink this uphill putt. Well done. That is what we want to see. Sometimes when you're on the green, you're so far away, you just want to set yourself up for a nice, safe two-putt. We call these lag putts when you're just trying to get it up there close. Now, pretend the hole's like 4 or 5 feet wide and just try to get it inside of that area. Great work on this lesson. Sometimes maybe you don't want to take a chance landing the ball on a tricky green, or maybe you just want to be part of the cool kids club and take the putter out when you're on the fairway. Doesn't matter. Both reasons are equally valid. Now, see if you can use the contours of the course to get this long putt close to the hole. Good job on that one. And that will do it for the putting lesson. Relates to the course next time you're out there, and hopefully these lessons will help you lower your score a little bit.